guys, welcome to the stream. I'm Talion Trevier. We're here for this week's speed paint. I am multi-streaming this one to Twitch and YouTube, so I just need a sec to see if it's working on both. I think it is now. I think we're good. One sec. Let me just get the chat set up. Okay. Cool. Hi. So, this one is a little bit different. Hang on. Where's my thing? There we go. Okay. Yeah, so we're not drawing Genshin Impact backgrounds today. I'm actually not entirely sure what this one is from. This was sent to me by Koki for their speed paint commission from the ACLU fundraiser a while back. So, yeah, cool, exciting. I guess let's get started. This is going to be an interesting one because there's some crazy color relativity stuff happening here. Let's maybe get the horizon line in first. Just look down there somewhere. Yeah, this entire image is very like orange toned, but there's also some like contrasting stuff of like kind of bluish teal water and green grass and stuff. Except it reads as blue and green, but it very obviously is not that because this image is so orange. So we're gonna have to figure out what colors those things actually are. They're probably some kind of shade of gray, but we'll have to figure out the specifics. So that's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but I think I can manage it. That's going to be too high. Sort of like that. Oh boy. It's kind of tricky to draw this low on the canvas. Normally I would probably move the view to make it easier for me to get down there, but I like to keep these static just for kind of consistency. Okay, so there's that tree. I need to go bigger on this tree here. Sort of like that. There we go. That sort of shape. Sort of, kind of. I feel like these mountains are maybe too high. Hello, Koki. How's it going? It's going pretty good. I am quite tired, but hopefully this will wake me up, at least for a bit. And then after stream, I can go nap. I don't know. I feel like lately, all of my weekends have just been like running around doing chores and stuff. When will I get a real rest? But still, it's nice to be doing a speed paint again. I feel like it's been so many weeks now that I've had to keep canceling them. All right, I think that's probably, oh my gosh, why do I keep doing this? Did I draw that entire thing on the wrong layer? I really am tired, huh? Oops. There we go. All right. So, color time. Yeah, thanks, Cookie. Yeah. What colors do we want? Go with some. So this one I think has somewhat better delineation of different layers than some of the ones that I've tended to do. So I think we can do this on multiple layers. What colors do we start with? I kind of want to start by just like filling it in with orange, just so I have kind of a baseline color to go off of, like this sort of orange. That's not orange enough. There we go. Let's just fill that all in and start going from there. This entire thing is going to be super duper orange. I'm wondering whether I should try to put these mountains on that same back layer or put them on a separate layer. I think we could do either way. It might be more fun to do them on a separate layer. That way I have to actually pick out the exact color and not just try to blend things in. Okay, so let's start with the sky as always. And this purple here definitely makes me wonder. I think it is purpley, but it's a very desaturated sort of purple. That's maybe still a little bit too saturated. Maybe something like this. That seems pretty close. Sorta, maybe. And I think let's maybe try to put some kind of in-between color to blend this a little bit. Let's go sort of like pinkish, I think. Is that going to be too much? I think that's maybe too much. Maybe. That could work. We would need to go with a smaller brush though. Yeah, we could work with that. And then take the transparent watercolor brush and do some blending. I think maybe we want to also put in some lighter colors in there a little bit. Whoops. Oh, I can't really see how it continues over on this side, but we'll put something like that. What blue was it? I think it was this purpley color. Kind of like that. And then maybe blend it out with this a little bit more. And I want to go in with like a lighter color here, just to brighten things up a little smidge. That's not doing it for me. It's too yellow. We need to go more orange. Just kind of more saturated, I guess. Even that is maybe kind of too yellow. Go towards like the pinkish oranges. Okay, I need to be careful with my time though. It's very easy to get carried away. And then we're not going to have time for any of the other cool stuff. Let's get, where was my pink? I think this was what I ended up using. Okay, close enough, I think. It's a good start. Do I want to put in the clouds now? I guess probably. Even these clouds could maybe go in a separate layer. Oh boy, what color to make those clouds? Let's start with this orangey color and then just let go. maybe. Mm. I'll start with that and then I'll take a separate lighter color for the brighter bits of cloud. These clouds are so little. They're so broken up. I think I actually need a smaller brush for this. Okay, I'm not really going to follow necessarily the exact contours of any specific cloud. I'm just going to go ahead and doodle some clouds here and there. Just kind of roughly following what these clouds look like. Oh gosh. Okay, now when we're getting down to this area, these cloud colors are like really not working for me. Let's do these ones up there in this sort of color and then switch colors for the lower clouds. Okay, what colors do we want on these? Just like really brighten this up, I think. Um, okay, so these clouds over here overlap on top of the mountains. So I'm gonna have to come back and do that on a separate layer, I think. Um, I'll try to put some of them behind the tree, just so eventually when we draw the tree, there will be gaps in it and we'll be able to see some more clouds through it. So many clouds, lots and lots of clouds. I would be happy if I felt like I had time to draw them properly. Okay, that's first pass at clouds, and then let's just take something even closer to white and then shade them a little bit. It would be really nice if we could get like a more like saturation on these, maybe. Maybe something like this. Or even further, maybe. That's probably going to be good enough. Just go for a super tiny one. Good enough on clouds, probably good enough. I say as I continue drawing the cloud. Okay, I have to stop there, I think. All right, trees. Or not trees, rather. Let's see. I kind of want to try just putting in maybe some of the water and grass just so we can get those colors down and get some kind of sense of what kind of colors we need there. Because this is going to be difficult. What the heck color is this? It reads very strongly of teal, but it has that like orange light over it. So it's definitely going to be something super desaturated. I think it still is like in the teal range. I'm going to try to do something like actually tealish and then just desaturate it and see if we can get close. That's not too bad. We definitely need way, way warmer. I think this is going to be more on the like, whoops. Yeah, it's not teal, guys. That's not teal. Even more. I think we're getting there. Oh, I think maybe even go more gray. Hmm? Maybe? Whoa, indeed, Koki. I saw this and I was like, this is gonna be a challenge. Is that close enough? I feel like we actually maybe went too desaturated. Sort of kind of getting there. It still reads a little bit too blue. I'm trying to get it more towards the yellow side, but it's still like reading as very blue, which is insane if you look at what color it is. I think this might be as close as I can get though. We definitely need to get darker on the far edges there, but I think that's decently close. I think we're gonna have the grass on a separate layer, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Okay, we can do that. Let's put in that grass while we're here. It's like the white gold dress. Yeah, exactly. The orange is affecting how we perceived it. I've uh I've fallen into that pitfall in these speed paints before. It's always a trip. Okay, how do we do this green though, is the question. Because like we can't get too much farther into the yellows before we start to actually hit orange. Maybe we do need to actually hit orange. Oh, here we go. Look at that. That reads as a nice green. Um, it's not quite right though. Like it's definitely too close in color to the teal color, which might partially be that we need to make our teal darker. I think maybe we need to go even warmer with the yellow or with the green. There we go. That's a good green. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Let's some warmer bits on the sides here. Oh, you know what? That's actually maybe fine. Let's take off the sketch just so we can see what's going on better. Sure, let's do that. And then maybe even this color with that. Okay, maybe that's too much. Um, for the sandy edge of this beach here. Sort of like that. My edges are so bad here. I should probably clean this up. It's honestly pretty difficult to draw on the bottom of the screen here. It's always kind of a struggle. Okay, that's fine. Let's actually put, maybe even go with the softer brush and bring that back up a little bit. Okay, cool, cool. And get these like, that's maybe too much. I think we kind of need to blend with that brown a little bit more. that. Um, so this is kind of an interesting video game artifact you can see here where like the grass is clearly composed of like grass colored ground and then blades of grass on top of it, which I do generally sort of kind of try to replicate in these speed paints, so I guess let's try to kind of go for it. This is not quite the right color. Where's my green? Is this the original green, I think? I need to go a little bit darker on it, I think. Pokemon rendering at its finest. Yeah, so I generally use screenshots from Genshin Impact, and they very much do the same thing, yeah. See this all the time. So the base ground is actually going to be a little bit darker, and then on top of that we can put in our lighter grasses. I think I might do that after I put the tree in. Okay, what next? What next? I think I'm gonna do the background mountains and stuff next. Let's take this and clean up that edge somewhat. Oh gosh, I think it's not, maybe using the wrong thing for that. It's not quite erasing my edge cleanly, so there's a bit of a smudge left over. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but let's try to get rid of that. Okay. I feel like that might still be too high. You might need to kind of lower it. Ah! I can't draw straight lines, you guys. I'm sorry. Though, to be fair, this shoreline doesn't need to be 100% straight. It's fine. It's like a natural formation. There we go. Close enough. Okay. Let's put a separate layer for that, just over that layer. And what colors do we make these? I think we might want to start with this brown color that I used for the shore here. That's probably the closest comparison. So that's sort of the color of like the darkest parts. Maybe we don't want to start with that then. Maybe we want to start with a lighter one. Also, did I put the water line a little bit too far down? Maybe, maybe not. Can't quite tell. Yeah, let's maybe start with this. We'll see if that color works. It's okay, but it definitely reads more as brown than green. So we probably need to desaturate it some more. And that reads like too much green. Oh boy. These differences are so subtle. It's really fascinating to me. That is completely wrong. What am I doing? Is that okay? It's a little too light, I think. No, what am I doing? I think this is okay for a starting point. Don't love that. Hmm. Hmm. Watching work through this is so interesting. It's interesting to do. It's an interesting process. Thanks for the fun challenge. Um, hmm. I think I am gonna just put in the rest of it with this color. Oh wait, that's the wrong color. Was it this one that I was using? Okay, that's clearly the wrong color for that side. What, did I switch colors at some point? Is this the, yeah, this is the color I was using. Where'd it go? Um, hey Tori, welcome, welcome. This color is definitely going to need a lot of adjusting. Okay, let's just start by putting in that like bottom strip of light like sand. Maybe this color? Ugh, once again, my nemesis, straight lines. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, given that I'm planning to adjust the colors on all these. Do I need to go more red? What even are these stripes? Is this like, I guess it's some sort of striations in the mountains. Oh, I think the dark parts are the like bare mountainside and the light stripes are grass growing on it. Like you can see it more over here, where like the dark part seemed like bare rock sticking out, whereas the light parts are like covered in grass or moss or whatever. It's a little bit harder to tell what's going on back here with these stripes, but I think it's the same thing. I don't think I'm necessarily gonna worry about putting in the exact right stripe patterns or anything like that. Just kind of get the rough idea. Those hills have several elevations, so that might be it. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I think we need to get this darker. Yeah, I think next to this darker brown, the lighter brown does start to read as more greenish, which is so fascinating. I think these parts still need to be redder. What am I doing? What is going on? Uh, how do I make this red? Or like orange? Because right now I guess it reads more as brown. I guess just maybe lighter and maybe even more like saturated. Because like I want it, yeah, I think this is working better. Whatever color this is, I think it's doing the trick. Where is this from? It apparently some sort of Pokemon. This was provided by Koki. So I can probably provide more details on that. Okay, here we go. Yep. My pen does like a weird thing for sometimes. Pokemon Legends Arceus, cool, yeah. How are we on time? Okay, we're exactly halfway. Very nice. We definitely will need some time to put in the tree and some more details on the grass and stuff, but maybe let's try to spend like 5 more minutes on these mountains, and then we probably need to do something else. Is this gonna be a good color for these back parts? I think we should probably Okay, no, that is not a good color. Um, oh, come on. That needs to be like even warmer. Okay, that's it's making progress. I think it's looking good. Um, Actually, we should probably put some of this in here, get some of that nice bit of misty sort of glow on this mountain back here. I think it needs to get even lighter. Okay, first of all, where's my darker color? Just a little bit of something there. And then we need, I think this is maybe too much, but if I'm just really careful with brushing it in here gently, I think it'll do the trick. Okay. It, it seems a little bit too desaturated still. How do I make this more saturated? I think that's helping. And maybe I can get more of this bright color into some of the other places too. Maybe not there. Ah, sort of like that, I suppose. And then let's get, what color did we have before? There's too many of these colors now. They're all getting mixed up in my head. Just try to get some of these little like highlights. Get some like details in there. Sort of, kinda. Okay, I think that's maybe enough for that. I absolutely don't remember which color is which. I've lost control of my colors, but it's okay. I do think I would really like to make this, the sandy beach strip at the bottom, be warmer. Actually, maybe I'll just go in with this one. Yeah, I think that's helping. And then I think if I can, oh God, I was gonna say if I can find this teal again. You know what? Screw it. I'm color picking it. I don't usually like to do this, but desperate times call for desperate measures. I do think my line is a little bit too uneven, I say, as I try to even it out and make it worse. Oh God. Straight lines, bane of my existence. What? Okay, I'm just gonna like turn my body weirdly so I can. Oh, don't do that. That's not good. Come on. All right, whatever. Close enough. Let's try to. What colors do we have here? Some like some of these dark bits at the front here. Oh gosh, this is maybe too dark. Or at least it's maybe not too dark, it's just dark relative to the stuff we have, which I think we actually need to make this darker. Oh, I think the reason this is coming out so much darker is because I'm using the thick brush instead of the one that blends everything together. Oops. I probably should have been doing more of that. Okay, and then this big one, I think I might do as a separate layer. Just because it's dramatic enough that I don't want it to blend in with everything else. Okay. I think maybe I can even just go with this color. Is that too much? No, not really, honestly. I think it's fine. It's not quite the right color though. I think it needs to be darker actually and like less saturated. We can give it some shadows over here. Even darker. And then we try to give it some green up at the top there. Except green is hard to come by around here. So we'll do what we can. Oh, there we go. That's not bad at all. It's green enough. Okay, I think that'll do. Tree time. Put that on a new layer. I think we can actually go with these same colors that we had before. Maybe even start with the dark one, to be honest. Oh, that's too dark. Ah, I need to get an actual like in-between color. No need to flip-flop between two. That's a decent start for the tree. Not sure if I should probably put the leaves on a separate layer too. which means that I think I have more freedom to give the tree highlights and stuff on this layer. Let's go with our dark tree color too. Oh gosh, looking at this now, I think this entire tree ended up way too light. I need to go in with way more dark colors. Oops. I think we're good on time. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to put in the like details of the ropes and stuff on it though. I can try to get that in like real quick, but you know what? I'm gonna leave that for now. I think it's not super important, but if we have time later, I'll go back to it. Okay, leaves. I might do 2 layers of leaves, one behind the tree and one in front. That might make it easier. Okay, how the heck do we get a green? We need a green. Let's go for like a relatively lightish green first. Oh God. That's not nearly green enough. That's too blue. Still too blue. That's sort of starting to get there. I guess most of the green here is actually darker than that. Is that an okay one to start with? I don't love it, but it might be a decent start. I think that's kind of the only part that really needs to go underneath the tree. The rest we can more or less do over the tree. Or should we? Given that I put so much detail into these branches, I think maybe let's put most of it actually underneath the branches. This part actually needs to be like more blue, I think. By blue, I mean gray. Okay, and then that left side definitely leans way more towards the yellows and oranges. It's still like reading as too brown though. And I think my mountains actually go too high up. They shouldn't be overlapping the tree like this. Oops. darker. Mm. These shadows really need to be warmer. Like, this is reading as like a weird black gray color when it should really be reading as brown. Just go more into the reds, more saturated, I guess. That's helping, I think. I think that's helping. Okay. Now, towards the outside here, we definitely want these way brighter. No, that's too much. I think this bit can maybe go over the top. Too many different greens to keep track of. It is very fun to do the tree like this, though, I have to say. Ah, just have too many colors to juggle, though. No, that's getting too, oh, getting too light. Yeah, this is kind of turning into a little bit of a mess, but it still looks kind of cool. We definitely need to get more of the brighter shades. Okay, we have 5 minutes left. That's not great. I think the main thing I want to do is put in the lightest bits of our tree here. Is that good? Maybe that's good. Anywhere else we need to adjust tree colors? where else do we need to adjust tree colors? Could definitely be like kind of darker over on this side. Okay, I don't want to get too carried away with the tree, I don't think. I do actually kind of want to go back into this back part and just get some more texture over in these. Yeah, this definitely needs to go more. Okay, we have like 10 minutes left though. What do we need to do? I definitely want to put in more details and flowers and stuff on the grass. It would also probably be nice to get in those, the fruits on that tree. I feel like fruits are kind of important. So that would be kind of my priority. Let's just get the fruits in on the tree layer. What color are the fruits? Is our next question. Okay, that's a start. Let's get a little bit of a highlight on the side. The fruits are arguably a little bit too bright, but that's okay. You know, that actually looks pretty good for a 2-second fruit. And get a little bit of that green might be a little excessive, but just carefully. Just a little bit of the reflection of the greens in the fruit. Just to tone them down a little bit. The fruits ended up a little bit too big, but I think they're still pretty nice. Oh, come on. Why is... Hang on. There we go. All right. Okay, fruits turned out a little bit awkward, but whatever. It's fine. Back to grass layer. Where's grass layer? Where is grass layer? Here? Here. Okay. Let's start with maybe even this color would be good for the grass. Let's try to go even brighter maybe, just because it is gonna kind of by default get blended in a little bit. So we want to go extra bright. Just to offset that a little bit. And you know what else we're really missing? We're missing the shadow of the tree, which I think is actually really important to put in. So, is this a dark green? Yeah, there we go. It's not quite right. I think I want it more saturated. But if you saturate things too much, you risk them getting the wrong color. I think that's going to be good enough. I think I'm going to just roll with that. Some grass in there too and whatnot. Maybe get some darker grass just for contrast. Uh-oh. Sorry, I think I just froze. But, oh well. Nothing I can do about that. Okay. Grass isn't perfect, but we'll go with it. Finally, the flowers. Okay, so flowers read as kind of a pinkish color. How do we achieve that here? We might need to put a separate layer for them. That's perfect. Holy shit. First try. There's also some kind of little guy over here hanging out. We might not have time for him. Um, you photobombed, yeah. You photobombed. I mean, for 2 second flowers, they're not looking too bad, gotta say. Mm, I'm not sure they really read as flowers. Maybe get like a, give them some kind of dimension at least. Yeah, it's not really doing anything. Ugh, yikes. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like these flowers need a little bit of oomph, but also they're so small that like I really do not have the time to be fiddling with details in them. So they might have to just stay like this. I think that might be it. Oh my God, do you know what I just realized I missed? There's no highlights in the water. There's no water texture whatsoever. Holy shit, we need to fix that. My bad. Um, was this the color we were using for the water? I think it is. Oh gosh, oh man. Oh, this is a problem. Okay, so first of all, let's get ourselves a nice deep dark color. I just somehow completely forgot about the water. Mm, make it read as like a little bit more green, I think. Sludge, yeah. R.I.P. water. Whoops. Uh, even more like saturated, I think. Even like, let's try that. That might mess it up, but it's better than nothing, probably. Okay, a little something going there, and then, oh, I'm really hesitant to use like pure white as highlights here, just because all of this light is so orange. So I think I might just do something like this. And I really don't have time to like get the right texture either. So it's just gonna be scribbles. I'm sorry. I feel like that's not coming out bright enough. I think we might need to actually resort to white. I don't like that either. I think what we might actually have to do is resort to pen tool. Mm, oh, yeah, mapping pen is probably the one I want. Ah, I feel like that's too much. I don't like the look of that either. I wish I had something in between. Something a little bit less harsh than pen tool. I think something that I have done sometimes in the past is use the pen tool and then softened it up a little bit, just kind of blurred it out. So I might do that here. I guess another thing that I could do for harder lines is to just put it on a different layer. That is also a thing that I have done. I don't know, I feel like this blurring is only making it worse. Oh God. No, that looks awful. Okay, no, I'm undoing all of this and I'm just doing it on a separate layer. Go away. It's all right, we can go a little bit over. Okay, take this and then just get my thick oil paint brush and, actually that is probably still not, yeah, here we can even just go with this one. Is that good enough? Maybe? That's not terrible. Break up some of these a little bit. Um, that might do it. I think that'll probably do it. All right, cool. I think that's it for this one. I really like how it turned out. It's pretty cool. Definitely a fun experience. Those were some crazy colors. Oh, you know what else I forgot to do? I forgot that I wanted to put clouds over the mountain. You know what? That should be quick. And I can actually probably still use that light color. Let's just take one of our existing layers. Just, okay, whatever, the tree layer. It'll work. And just I think it's me. What am I doing? What am I doing? Ah! That's the problem with using the wrong layer. Okay, I probably didn't need to spend extra time just for that, but actually I don't even like how it looks. Ugh. Okay, whatever, this layer will do. Okay, close enough. Nice to the equal. Well, thanks for coming, guys. That was a fun one. We didn't even have to go into panic mode or anything. I really like how this one turned out. I guess we should probably check the values. Huh. It's kind of interesting how, for the most part, this is a fairly low contrast one. There's kind of dark areas like in the tree and in this random little island. Um, I think I actually got the values decently close. The shadows and leaves definitely should be a little bit darker, but yeah. And also the shoreline should be kind of brighter, and my mountain highlight here is or shadow here is a little bit too dark maybe. But overall, I think this is better than I usually get. I feel like usually my colors are not nearly contrasty enough, but I guess this one was kind of not super contrasty to begin with, so I got a little bit closer. Um, yeah, pretty cool. All right, well, thank you for coming. Oh no, I probably should have turned off my thing. Hang on, am I back? Okay, I think I'm back. Sorry, was I just like frozen in a weird expression the whole time? Oops. Um, right. Cool. Thanks for coming. Hope you had fun. I feel like this was a really fun one. And thank you, Koki, for requesting this. Yeah. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys later.